I must have left the door open. Well, welcome aboard. Welcome to the Car Connection Workshop. It's time to throw one of these summer tires on, and if you've ever had to struggle with heavy tires and get them remounted on your own, it can be a bit of a bear. That is for sure. So I created this bar many years ago, and you can see it actually has a little bit of a bend in it. Somebody, one of the guys in the shop, I guess. One of my clients made me this pole that has a 1-inch knuckle buster on it right here so that this can't pinch my hand against the floor. Okay, so here's how I do it. I'm going to show you how you whomp these tires on because these are heavy. And even myself, why is that the left side? Hey, what's going on? What's going on here? This is the left side. Oh yeah, because I got the tire from the left side. Well, you know, it's a holiday day here in Canada, Fort Erie. I need a right side tire. So this is where it could get a little interesting. So just stay with me because the right side tires are over on the right side. So Skippy, just keep an eye on that one. And I'll go get myself a right side tire. So open the door. It's tight back here. It just fits in actually. I got to get myself a right hand tire. So we will do that. You know, there was this huge rubber duck on the front of the Jeep TJ this morning. Behemoth thing. And I'm thinking, well, if somebody ducked me, how am I going to put that on the dash? Well, I don't know what's going on, but you know what? Something's going on. There we go. We got a right side tire. Let's close the door. Before we let the heat in, it's going to get hot today, they say. It's going to be an 83-degree day for us here on the south shores of Lake Erie, but we've all been waiting for it. Okay, we're good now. We have a right side tire. How do we know that? Well, we're going to show you here in a minute. These are heavy. Getting them off the rack and putting them on, but also putting them on the car. Right hand side. Okay, so we're going to slug this in there and I'll show you how I do it. I need that bar. Watch your leg. So I get my kneeling pad, which I pick up at the dollar store. You ever notice? It costs you $20 more at the dollar store. Am I the only one? I think they got something going there. Okay, so I just wiggle it in there. And then what I do is I get this underneath. You can have somebody make this for you very easy. They just put a 1-inch piece of tubing you cut off of there. So now your fingers are protected from getting slammed. So then I roll it up on here. And then I lift it up and line it up. And voila. Are we down far enough? We might have to go up a bit. Yep, we might have to jack it up just a hair bit. We're just quite not there, so. Okay, Skippy, keep an eye on that, okay, would you? Yeah, we just got to go up a little bit because these are apparently a little bit taller than the winter tires. So I didn't realize that. Apparently they are. So we do need a bar in here. We'll just lift this up and give us some space. And we'll be just fine. There we go. Yeah, they're a little bit taller. I never noticed that. The things you learn. So we'll just go right under there. I like to go on an angle so I got room. And I got a jack stand under there anyway, so we just got to get a little height going here so we can squeak that on. There we go. we should be happy there. And just repeat the same process. Bring that in. Let's get that back in there. Scoot that in. Just like that. Get a wheel nut going. Then I use this hand tool. I think my jack's kind of playing tricks on me today. Everything's having a piece of motor mouth today. Didn't have the handle closed all the way. Now it's not. I heard that creaking going on. I thought that was me. All the yard work yesterday. Holy moly. It's not much left of me today. Okay, I just have to make sure I'm lined up. There you go, because these have a big collar on that have to line up with the holes in the tire. But you see how easy that went on? I didn't slug it. But to try and hold these and lift them up, they're pretty heavy. Yes. We have a question.
Are there different size nuts?
Yes, there is. There's different size of wheel nuts for everything. These ones have a long shoulder on. And you got to make sure that wheel is on the hub completely, that it's seated. So again, that's why I do not like using the air tools on these wheels. They're very expensive, and so are the wheels on your car, all these alloy rims. It's easy to chip them and damage them or grind, so I use a thin-walled socket on purpose so I'm not grinding the socket as it's going on. And I see a lot of that going on in the shops, and it really bothers me because these rims, once you chip them and break the seal on the paintwork, now the corrosion sets in. So I will also tend to, I just use my little hand drill, and you can buy these adapters that come in 1/4 inch, 3/8, and I usually just spin them on by hand. And again, I use the thin wall socket just so I'm not chewing up my rims in the hole here and grinding them out. And I see guys doing that, and I just absolutely cringe because you're ruining the guy's tires. And those rims, my good friend Mike Basil helped me to get those. They were, if I had to pay retail for those, I bought these many years ago now. They were $4,000 US. So, and Mike Basil helped me get these, and I was really grateful for that. They didn't cost me $4,000, but he helped me a great deal to get a nice set of rims. And I've been taking care of them. But I see the guys doing that. They'll take a big thick-walled socket like this. See how thick that is? See how thin that is? This will go over and it will grind out those holes and ruin your rims. So if I'm working on your car, I'm thinking of things to do to your car that I would do to mine, and I would never destroy your rims. Because why? To save some time. So I do the rims by hand. So this will get torqued afterwards, and we'll put a center cap on, and they get torqued to 91 foot-pounds. So we'll take care of that after, but get yourself somebody you know. This is just 1 inch square stock, cut a piece off the end of it. You can make it as long as you want. This works perfect because when we did a lot of school buses, we would have tires that were 22.5s. So they were 22.5 inches wide. And that's a lot of rubber. And me and my guys, we did almost 30 school buses. So we could with this get it under the tire the same way, and one fella could just pop the wheel right back on. Another question. Holy smokes, it's busy here.
What's a lug nut?
A lug nut is just a bigger wheel nut, and it's open. I don't think I have one to show you, but I might have a bolt that a nut that will show you what a lug nut would look like. I probably do in here. Yeah, so a lug nut might look something like this, where it's open. It's a wheel nut. They just call them lug nuts. It would look something like this, and this side would be tapered. But they're usually on school buses, they're bigger than this, and on highway trucks they're bigger than this, and that's just a lug nut. That's what we call a cap nut that I'm putting on there, just like these. These are a cap nut. They're sealed, they're solid. They're all metal. And then you got, these are European car lug nuts. These are European lug nuts. That holds the wheel on. See the taper? The wheel nut and stud and the lug right here are all together in one piece. That's a European style wheel nut, and you call these lug nuts, if you will. They're solid. They're not hollow. They're solid. And I keep them because we have Beetles. We have two Beetles, and we have a 93 Saab 9.3 convertible. We call her Sabrina. So that's how you can do it on your own. Go to the dollar store, get yourself a couple of these kneeling pads. These things are fabulous. And then when they're super dirty, I just wash them in the sink and let them dry. But this is going to be your friend right here. So whether you're doing, these are 17-inch. That's it. These aren't big wheels anymore. We've got wheels and tires to go on the 97 Jeep TJ, and those wheels are 31 inches in diameter and wider than these. So the rubber's getting heavier when you get to the trucks. So like if you have an F-150, an F-250, or 350, slugging the tires on is tough. But with this is a piece of cake. So make sure they weld a piece on here. You might want to go a little taller. You can modify it for yourself. Give yourself enough hand grip so you can grip it. Make sure that that's facing the ground, and you can snap those wheels on by yourself in no time at all without sweating it. Another question. Do we have time for another question? Okay. You know, I don't know if you could buy this somewhere, but you know what? You can always, somebody always knows somebody that's a welder, and most welders have scrap pieces kicking around. You won't need to go and buy a great big piece. There's a lot of what they call metal supermarkets around, and that's usually where I'll go grab what I need. They'll cut it to length for you. So if you go to like a place called Metal Supermarket, just put a little plug in for them. They help me get some material to create a trailer hitch so that we can move vehicles around that have hitches on, and I can mount to the hitch on the vehicle that needs moving and to the FJ and just lock them together and move it wherever you need to move it. So they helped me. That was the Metal Supermarkets. So go there, see the guys. They'll measure it up. They'll cut it. They'll even cut you the little piece. And maybe they'll even weld it on for you. But this took like, the gentleman that made this for me, I don't even know if he may be alive again. And he'd watch us slugging tires on. And he goes, I'm going to help you. And he made us this. This is probably, I've had this probably 35 years. So till next time, you don't need to break your back putting those wheels on. You just need the specialty tool. Let's call it the, I think we'll call it the MJ7. Motormouth Jenkins tool number 7. So don't forget to like, share, and most of all, subscribe. Leave a comment down below and share us with your family and friends, and follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Stevensvilleontheweb.ca. Join us for our podcast now. We are just about ready to head into season 3. What you see here is not what you're going to hear on the podcast. Just so you know, if you're watching, you're not listening. If you're listening and not watching, you're missing 2 ways to connect with us, as well as Facebook and Instagram and Stevensville on the web, where we are posted as experts. Yeah, that's what happens when you back over the garden hose when it's on with the back tires of the car. You're an expert. I know, that was kind of cheesy, wasn't it? I'll go with it. It's almost lunchtime. Yeah, what are we having today, Skippy? Let me think. For lunch today, what are we having? Egg salad with some pickles. And I put a little dill in there. It just sharpens it right up. So till next time, happy, healthy motoring. Work smart, not hard. Learn as much as you can from us. And if you ever have any questions, just shoot me an email, motormouth.jenkins@gmail.com. All our contacting information. I always put links and information on tools I've used and products I've used in the description on our videos, and also in the podcasts. I put little links in there so that you can find us quickly. But the biggest drawer in our toolbox is our website. You'll always find everything you need to connect with us and our merch store. All of it is available to you on the homepage of our website. Peace, patience, and kindness. We'll see you in the next one. Thanks for stopping by. Oh, I almost forgot. Oh, yeah. The weather bell. I know you're enjoying the videos. Don't forget to ring the bell.